I want us to get a piece of paper to write something you're grateful for, something you're thankful for, because this is Thanksgiving weekend. And sometimes we don't say thank you enough. Sometimes we don't even say thank you for, the air we breathe. We wake up in the morning, we're just on the run. But when there's no air, we can't live. When there's no water, we cannot live. Unfortunately, they charge us for water, but, but when there's no water, we cannot live. When there's no air, we cannot live. And especially air, because that's free. I don't know whether very soon they'll start charging us for it. You never know. Because the government can charge anything. They try to get anything. But I believe one of the key components of Christianity is thankful. I believe one of the basic things is to be say thank you. So, look, you guys come here every week upon every week. We set up and tear down. And we can't thank you enough. The Sunday school teachers, we can't thank you enough. Even though it's somebody's job, it's still good to say thank you. Because I grew up in a home that there's a cane if you don't say thank you. Yeah? It's a cane. They'll whack your butt. Sorry to use the word butt. But it taught me something. So I've learned to appreciate. Because you know what? Something that you give to somebody to do or something somebody does for you, we should learn to say thank you. Whether it's little or small. Because you know what? To you it might be little, to them it's huge. To them it might be huge, to you it's little. See, everybody sees it, everybody weighs it differently. But thanking somebody is a piece of it's a piece that a lot of Christians are missing. When I mean missing, on Thursday we had this men in action. I was there and with my son, and we started to talk. I know what we say in the men stays in the men, but I can squeeze in a little portion of this. That when we were driving home, my son asked me this question. He said, "So even when mommy cooks food, do I have to say thank you?" I said, "Yes," because she put an effort in making the food. Well, Dad, I help mommy, so does mommy have to say thank you to me too? I said, yes, because you're also part of it. But I'm just telling you, what children learn is based on what you do, not what you only say, but based on what you do. They're listening. You may not think they're listening, but they are listening. So thank you. So I say thank you even to the little. And you know what? It's effortless. You know what? It doesn't cost me anything to say thank you. It doesn't cost anything. But can you imagine how more God? I know God doesn't need our thank you. But it's still so good to be appreciate what somebody's done. Like when we wake up in the morning, I asked somebody today. I went to have lunch with Pastor Tony, and I went to a gas station, and the guy pumped. They have not self-serve. They have the serving that you can full serve. So I went in there and I said, I even didn't know. I'm used to self-serve, so I wanted to serve myself. And they said, no. You know what? You already paid for it. So you don't need to go and serve yourself. You already paid for the service. So I let him pump into to the gas tank and at the end. And I said, thank you. He said, no, you already paid for it. I said, but thank you for help, for serving me. Oh no, that's my job. I know it's your job, but say thank you too. He said, you don't need to say that, but I couldn't explain to him what it meant to say thank you. But, and I went to the bank and I think there are three, apart from the church and my home and my office, there are three places that God shows up. Zayas, Shoppers Drug Mart, and the bank. He shows up for these three places. Apart from the churches, So I went to the bank and I was just sharing this on Monday. I went to the bank and a lady was coming by and I opened the door and she said, no, I can do that myself. You know what? I don't need the help. And I'm saying, wow. So I still held the door and she said, excuse me, sir, I can open my door. Can you close the door and I will come in? And I'm saying, wow. In my culture, that is beautiful when you open the door for somebody. But she wasn't a happy camper at all. She had to wait till I closed the door and she opened the door by herself. And the look she gave me. And I'm saying, wow. She could cut me into pieces with the look. But honestly, I just wanted to be a blessing. He said, well, don't you think I can handle this by myself? And I'm saying, no, I know you. I almost said, I know you can, but I just wanted to serve you. And I said, it doesn't worth it in a way. So I walked into the bank and then I went to the teller. No, she went to she came into the place because I intentionally let her go first, and she came to the teller and you could hear the conversations, right? They were talking in the bank. You could hear she was in pain. She couldn't sleep that night. And I'm saying, do I pray for her? You know what I'm saying? That was a big dilemma for me. That was a big, do I pray for her? And I'm saying, what if I say, can I pray for her? What would she say? And I said, you know what? Forget it. I said, God, you forgive me for this one. So I just let her walk with her pain back to the car. But I still, at the back, I still whispered, I said, Lord, heal her. Heal her. I didn't physically pray for her, but I wish I had the opportunity to pray for her, and I know she'll be healed. But what I'm saying is that in our society today, the thank you is not there anymore. It's not. I mean, we can say, well, but let me see. I'm even not going to ask this question to show by hands, because people don't say thank you anymore. Students don't say thank you to teachers. Children don't say thank you to their parents. They take it for granted. They as if they're entitled to it, because they're entitled to it, so they're supposed to get it and not say thank you. And not only children, but adults ourselves, we don't say thank you to the kids. We don't say thank you to them. So when we don't say thank you to them, why should they say thank you to us? I know it's Thanksgiving weekend, but I wanted to be a little bit hard on this. Why don't you start from tonight and say, before you leave out, before you go outside today, before you get out of this sanctuary, why don't you say, thank you for coming to church tonight? Why don't you say, somebody, you know what, if you're not here, this place is not complete. Do you know it's so important that, look, we don't say it to each other. When somebody gone on holiday, before they come back, we miss them, don't we? But we don't say it because we don't value that much. And we lose that oomph. And I go back to in Psalm 100. I believe it's in Psalm 100 verse 1. He said, shout to the Lord. Shout and say, thank you. Wow. I believe if you look at the dictionary, good is a form of thank you. Because Jesus Christ said, God said, he made everything 7 days and 6 days, and he called it what? Good. He said everything is what? Good. He was so proud of himself for saying, thank you, God, for doing that. Thank you. Thank you for letting us drive from Aurelia to Owensound and to Alliston here. No accident. Thank you. Thank you for letting us drive home safely. Thank you. Thank you for the home. I met at our office. We have a landlord, and our plumbing wasn't, our washroom wasn't working, so I called him to come and look at it, and as he finished that, and I said, you know what? Thank you for coming to the office. Thank you for taking your time, the short notice. He looked at me as if I put something on my head. I said, what's the matter with you? You have that look. So at the end, I said, what was the look all about? He said, well, you know what? That's what I'm supposed to do. To make sure the water is working very well. The plumbing is right. If it's not right, you shouldn't be paying your rent. I said, I know. But I want to say thank you too. I want to say thank you. And it was his birthday. And I sang happy birthday. And what I'm trying to say is that I know, look, it looks like I'm repeating myself over and over and over. But I believe this is very important to God. I believe this is one of the key things that look, you know what? When we become a born-again Christian, hearing God's voice, and then when we hear God's voice and we follow him, the next thing we need to know is to say thank you. That's what we need to learn. Thank you. So everyone who's been doing on the worship team, everyone who's been setting up, everyone who's been doing MC, connections, PowerPoints, children's ministry, at the door, coffee, the sound. I wonder how they do it. There's so much complication in the sound there. How they mix them up. And instead of saying thank you, we complain. Say, oh, it's too loud, too short, too small. Because they're also doing their best. But when we say thank you, it motivates them to do what? A better job. When we say thank you for being at the door, I know it sounds silly, writing somebody's name. But somebody's got to do it. They are volunteers. They're not getting paid for it. But thank you does go far. And I think one of the best things for me, has been very helpful for me, is that I've learned to say thank you from that, like I said, it's part of my life now. I don't think he'll mind me saying it. I came to Raouf and I said, thank you. I said, oh, I know you already said thank you because you spoke on Sunday. But that's not the point. Thank you for being who you are, for being Raouf. Thank you, honestly. So when I say thank you, okay, yeah, I had that, been that, yeah. No, but that's the truth. Thank you. And I meant that. I didn't just say it just because I meant that because I thank you for being who you are. I thank you for being funny and witty, for being who you are, for doing the PowerPoint, but for doing stuff for the Lord, Thank you. Thank you for coming here. Yeah. I'm marrying a couple 2 weeks from now. They were here last week. How many people were here last week? They saw the couple. Yeah, they were here last week. One of the things that attracted them to coming back here is two things. One, the prophetic is very powerful. We all know that. But the second portion is the thank you. The thank you. She couldn't understand why she came to full gospel businessmen, why she would come to the front when she needed prayer. She came to the front and I said, thank you for coming for prayer. She couldn't understand that. But that drew her to come to go know God. Because if somebody could say, thank you for coming to church, wow. How many churches have you been to and somebody say, thank you for coming? Not many. Actually, some of them want to kick you out. Never mind. But, living a lifestyle of thanksgiving to the Lord, living a lifestyle of thank you, is part of Christianity. I call it Christianity 104 or 103. It's having a lifestyle, even having a lifestyle of thanking God. Lord, thank you for waking me up. Thank you for the air I breathe. Thank you for, do you know people, hundreds and hundreds, or if not even thousands of people didn't wake up today. They did not wake up today. Or do you know hundreds of thousands of people are in the hospital right now? That's good enough to say thank you. That is absolutely good enough. It doesn't have to be only on a special occasion when we have a Thanksgiving weekend. That's when we say thank you. The Bible urges us to live a life of thanksgiving each day. It's just part of what God is. Being thankful to God for all His blessing is truly a mark of a Christian life. Let me give you 4 ways to express thanksgiving to the Lord at a wonderful season of this year. In Psalm 100, a song of praise to God, our Creator, the Sustainer and the Redeemer. I see at least 4 instructions in Psalm 100 for us to praise and worship God. Some may be literally scary, or for those who are not used to a joyous expression of praise, because one of the good things about our church is that we are kind of a party church. We love partying. We're a party church. We're a celebration church. We are a church that celebrates. We're a church that expresses exuberance. And I believe, you know what? When we get to heaven, heaven is not a boring place. You're not going to be in heaven and say, I'm telling you, in heaven, look at all the orchestra. Look at all the tambourine. Look at all the guitars. And they're all working synchronizing. It's never going to be boring. I'm telling you, we better practice here first. Heaven is not a boring place. Because the Bible says, shout. Joyous expression of praise. But I encourage you not to be afraid to worship Him, not to be afraid to express your adoration and admiration to Him. Don't be afraid to shout praise to God. The Bible says, make a joyful noise. When you say make a joyful noise, you say, hi. No. Make a joy. You know, when somebody is joyful, guess what they do? You know, let me tell you one of the people, the world have got it. Somebody wins 649, what did they do? Did you see the guy with, 649? You remember the commercial? Happy dance. Our praise and adoration and admiration is better than a happy dance. I'm telling you. That's how that's how expressive we're supposed to be. To be so expressive and make a joyful noise to the Lord. And he's waiting for a time for you to get up and shout. I mean, sometimes I watch Michael. I mean, this guy is playing guitar. He's he jumps. I mean, his whole body moves. I'm being honest. Including the guitar, everything moves. Probably the whole stage is moving too. No, but he's expressing his admiration. He's expressing his love for his Father. Heaven must be, you know what? Angels might be waiting and say, "Whoa! I can't wait for Michael to jump again. I can't wait for him to shout." Why? Because heaven is rejoicing because he is expressing himself. Shouting is associated with great achievement and joy. When somebody shouts, they're happy about something. I know there's a portion in the world that when people shout, what happens? Somebody's angry. But here God is talking about shouting. Joshua told Israel to march around Jericho 6 times, and the 7th time they should shout, and all the walls came down. Shouting is a form of victory. It's a form of victory. This is in Joshua chapter 6. The walls came down. When we are thanking and praising God, don't be afraid to add a little oomph, to have a little zinging by shouting a little bit. Don't worry about who's near you. Probably don't even, you know what? You're shouting to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Don't be afraid to serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Wow. Psalm 100 verse 2. Gladness means happiness. When somebody is glad, they become happy. No service to the Lord, whether great or small, should be done grudgingly. Sincere and true delight in service to God should accompany our words and deeds of praise. I showed one YouTube before Michael and Jerry came in. So I showed that. Maybe I showed it. It was at the right panel. How the guy was worshiping, and he started with, I don't know what's his name, Tim Hawkins. He started with this, and the guy was the first of all. And then when he started shaking the body, and they'll do this. Then when they're getting freer, they'll do this. When they're getting freer, they're going to raise their hand a little bit more. I know some people are quiet. I know that. But I can tell you this. No matter how quiet you are, I'm telling you, when you are happy, there's a way to express it. There's a way to express it. You know, you have a way of expressing when somebody's happy, when somebody's joy. There's a grin on your face. There's somehow, you show some admiration. Some adoration. And don't be afraid to smile. That's why we, at the door, do you know why we gave it the name Smile Ministry? Let me explain to you why we gave it the name Smile Ministry. Because my first time of going to church, I got to church, and the usher said, "Excuse me, give me the bulletin." And said, "Oh, my seat is over there. Go sit over there." No smile. From that day, I'm saying, if I go to church, for goodness, and nobody smiles at me, that's not a church I should belong to. I mean, if I could ding it the person, I'll ding it the person. You know what I mean? He wasn't smiling at all. But the next time I went to church, the guy was smiling. I wanted to be at that church because the person smiled at me. You know what? Hey, you know what? We all grow through stuff, but for you to smile at somebody, and I've tried with little kids. I saw a baby. I did a baby dedication on Monday. The boy, as soon as you could see the boy smile at me. If I do this, the baby doesn't smile. The baby is watching me. But the moment, so I even did this. I know it's not funny, but I did. I said, kitty, 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 kitty. But he still smiled. He still smiled. Why? Because I can see that he's happy. Psalm 100 verse 2. Don't be afraid to come into the Lord's presence. Come before his presence with singing. When people are singing, there's joy in their heart. You don't see people singing and sad. Their singing is always associated with joy. And you see at home, in my house, they sing a lot. In the shower, they sing. Sometimes I'll tell them that's, no, never mind. But they sing, they're so excited. I mean, they sing all the songs we sing in the church. And I'm saying, wow, I should put them on the worship team, They should be on the worship team, They sing and they remember all the notes. They're happy. God calls us to come into his presence privately each day and together in a corporate worship. Even in the morning and at noon, I will pray, cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. Singing and praising God is another way of God answering your prayers. It was said that in the New Testament church that they met daily in the temple to teaching from the word, fellowship, worship, praise. Little wonder that Hebrews chapter 10 verse 25 begs us not to fail in gathering, not to fail to regularly assemble with other believers in thanksgiving and hearing God's word and worship. Don't be afraid to get to know God, to get to know the Lord. The rest of Psalm 100 verse 3 says, know the Lord, and he is good. He is God. It is he who has made us, and not we made ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. The psalmist calls the people to recognize and pray, and to recognize and know God's word, works and ways. What I'll say also is that David knew how to get to God's heart. I mean, this is a king, he will still dance in front of God. He doesn't care what his wife or his family thinks. He just wanted to celebrate and worship God. No wonder God said, he's a man after my own heart. It's not because he has a good voice than anybody else. It's not because he's a king either. You know why? Because he knows how to worship him, how to worship the Creator. And I'm telling you, I know people who are in our church. They're like this in church. And when they go to hockey match, I see what they do at hockey match. Or they go to basketball, I see what they do there. And I see when they come back, especially when Maple Leafs are playing. or Blue Jays. Somebody's hiding because I said Maple Leaf. Or Blue Jays, or Montreal, whatever they call the name. Montreal something. Huh? Canadian. Or Ottawa Senators. Or even the local teams, they attack. Is it attack or what's the... Yeah, well, yeah, in own sound, they attack. You could see the people, wow. When they're worshiping God, they're so quiet, like you can even drop a pen. But the next day, when they go watch a hockey game and they come, they tell me they're exuberant in their face when they're telling me the story. How fun they are. Wow. So I asked them, do you have fun in Jesus? Yeah. Let's make it our determination to praise and worship God, not only in this season, but to be part of our way of thanking Him for who He is. What a difference that will make for you and I. So tonight, I'll end with this. Like I said, I brought my cube. Is it cube? No, cute. No. Huh? Q. Okay. I'm still working on that. My teacher is here, so I was making fun of her today that I was so proud of myself. Because Junior thinks he knows English more than I am. So today I was telling him, so he said a word, and I said, Junior, that's not a good English word. And he said, Dad, I'm still learning. I said, well, I'm learning too. And I said, even your mom, I correct your mom sometimes too. That makes me, wow, I'm so proud of myself. Yeah. Sometimes she says, honey, that's not English word, you know. She says them in Shetlanders, those Shetlanders. Isn't that great? An African guy correcting African. English is not my first language, but I better zing it in a little bit because this is the only chance I have, you know. So I was so proud of myself today. I've been patting myself all in the back. Wow. But I believe that the same way David could worship the King and the Lord of Lords so powerfully by being grateful. That changes David's life forever. So tonight, my question to you is that how often do you say thank you? Wow. I'm not trying for you to raise up your hand, but I know this. If we do it as part of our normal routine, it will be a blessing to you and to be a blessing to people around you by saying thank you. You know, I'm changing this too. You know, when you people walk into the building, I mean, they stand by you, they walk by you, huh? They don't even say hi. They just, excuse me. They use the word excuse me and pass by you, but they won't say hi to you. Isn't that sad? No. When you're coming to the door, you have family. Say hi to the person. If you don't want to give them a hug, but say hi. Say, hi, how was your day? Yeah, and they may spill on you a little bit. Say, my day is hard, but say hi to somebody. Don't just, people, they'll say, excuse me to pass by you, but they won't say hi to you. Ouch. Canada, we're not that bad. Honestly, we're not that bad. And I'm telling you, Jubilee, we're not that bad. somebody's walking into the room, say hi to them and say hi back. It's not one-sided. Say hi and hi. And I think that will go further than you think. But you know what? It's another way of acknowledging somebody. I mean, they passed by me and they saw me and said, oh, excuse me, Pastor. They even mentioned my name. But they couldn't say hi to me. And I'm saying, so I went back to them and said, excuse me, didn't you see me? Say, yeah, I saw you, but you're blocking the way. I said, can't you say hi? Oh, is that in the Bible? It is in the Bible. Thank you. You put the words in my mouth. How many Germans are here? German, if you're German, from Germany. They give you a whole, German people give kiss on the cheek. French, Italian, yeah. Yeah. They give do, and sometimes you have to get away from them because, because they do two, and before they do 6, 7 times, it's like, okay, that's enough. Yeah. Because I want to sheku to me. Is it sheku to me or real Rwanda? I mean, toop. I say, okay, one or two, that's enough. No. I know, men, okay, if you're a woman, if you're single, don't give a woman a kiss in the cheek, also does that. There's all the dynamics. But that's okay to say hi. It's okay to say, you know what? Thank you for coming to Jubilee. And we love you. I mean, it is a form of making somebody feel at home. Is it okay? Is it okay if I'm saying this? Is that your message? Yes, it's my message. Because I didn't like it when somebody was coming to the room and I intentionally blocked the door so that somebody can say hi to me. You know? And somebody's a pastor. Oh, let me just finish with this. Somebody said, you see the space there? I intentionally blocked the space. When you block the place, people won't be late. When they are late, they'll stand in front of the round, walk in front of everybody else. I blocked the place. That's the reason why I'm blocking the place. I made it nice for them. They don't have to walk through here. But if they're late, let everybody see that they're late. I know it sounds cruel, but you know what? But that's the fun part. Tomorrow, I can assure tomorrow they won't come late. That's why I blocked the place. And some people are mad because I'm blocking the place. I'm the pastor and I put it there. You know, honestly, there are little etiquette that just a little character adjustment. You know? And it's not only in this church. Look, myself and Pastor Tony, we talk about it. It's all over the church, everywhere. It's not only Jubilee. It's everywhere. But I think as a Christian, I'm telling you, that's why sometimes when God walks into the room, we don't even recognize him. Because we don't even say hi to him. God will walk into the room, and yet they came to meet God. And he's walking to the room because they don't say hi. Guess what? He walked past them. And that's what happened in the road of Damascus. It did happen. Isn't that true? Is it not true? They were walking with him and he was talking to them, but they didn't recognize him. Thank God when he started breaking the bread. But the guy is gone. You've lost it. The guy is gone. But that's the whole point I'm trying to make. I don't want us to miss it. Tomorrow it could be God walking into the room. Because the Bible says we entertain what? Angels, right? That we don't even know. What if it's an angel coming to the room? What if somebody who is new and actually is an angel coming to check Jubilee? Whoa, I don't want us to miss what God is doing. Could it be possible God is... I know he shows up in our services. We don't see him all the time. But he could manifest himself as a human being. He could walk into the room. I was trying to do this one day, but my son told me not to do it. It's not going to work. I was going to dress like undercover. I wear a beard, put wig on, and put a high heel shoes. So people will recognize, people say, But you know what? I'll be honest with you. Do you know what I've done before? You guys don't know. I've sent people you don't know to come to the church to come and check you out. And I've seen them, I pretend as if I don't know them, and they've come to Alliston, they've come to Owen Sound to come and see how you treat them. Ouch. Everybody's quiet now. But I want to dress an undercover. So I'm going to try it one day. I'm going to tell them I'm traveling to somewhere, so they'll be expecting me traveling. And I'll put makeup on, trust me. I may dress like a white man.
Just don't start talking.
Huh? That to give them all the clues? No, okay, I zip my mouth now. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. I am going to do it, and I'm going to see. You think this is not going to happen, eh? You think, yeah. Okay, never mind. Let's all stand up. Anyway, I love you guys. You guys, I know I love you guys. Am I being mean? I'm just being real. Okay? That's our name. Real people, real love, real life. I'm real. I'm tired of being phony. I'm real. The way you see me is the way you get. That's who I am. Even if I'm going to dress undercover. Yeah. So this is what I want us to do before we end with this. I want us to go around and just say thank you to somebody. You know, you tell them why you are thankful. You tell them why they are important, why they are here. Their presence here is important. Because you know what? He's my foot, he's my mouth, he's part of my life. It's part of who we are. How important you are, that you've come here, that you are important, you're special. You need to know that. Other people need to know that, wait a minute, you know what? We don't say this enough, but at least once in a while we can say to each other, thank you for being you. Thank you for being part of me. Because everybody here has prayed for somebody somehow, and God has touched somebody somehow. Right? And I believe that. So go around and say thank you to somebody. That's my message. Say somebody to somebody. Say thank you to somebody. And bless them.